Hello and welcome to Turf Moor and the Manchester City Academy Stadium, where the Clarets under-18s are getting ready for their next challenge in the FA Youth Cup. Here's what's coming up on the show. Jack Cork and Chris Wood saddle up to bring us a closer look at their ties to the world of horse racing. We go back behind the scenes at Turf Moor, the new control room and how it operates on match day. As he approaches 50 goals in claret and blue, Jay Rodriguez delves back into his back catalogue for a top 5. And we see how Tony Philliskirk's young Clarets fared against Manchester City in the FA Youth Cup. Footballers often have their passions off the pitch as well, and for Jack Cork and Chris Wood, it's horse racing. They visited Manor House Stables and owner Michael Owen to see how their horses are warming up for the summer season.
Morning. How are we?
Yeah, right.
Hey, pal. Good to see you. Yeah, he's flying. He galloped the other day. He galloped great on the grass.
Well,
yeah.
She's got a big over winter, hasn't she? Yeah.
Well, no.
She looked awesome. Yeah.
Who gave you the blacker?
I got done in
No court now.
He got through 2 games with a broken nose.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like the Sky Sports put like an Instagram post on where it's like the comment was like, "Oh, this is what it means to win at Man United." And he's like this, and he gets up and his eyes are, it looks like he's crying because he just won. But he got headbutted by me because he was so excited. He got through 2 games without touching it. I think she's crying because he beat United. Yeah, it's so funny on the bus after.
Cameras are scary. These fluffy things are scary to them as well.
Is it? Yeah. Someone puts them off.
Yeah. They're fascinating horses because you can be trotting round for sort of half an hour if you just come and just put my wallet, on the side. They see one tiny thing that's different when they come back. It's like that.
It's like when you have to take the shoe off straight away.
Who's keen out of the lads? Who's really keen? Oh, you two are obviously the keenest.
Matt Loughton.
He's keen.
Yeah, he's keen. He likes this horse racing.
Folksy
likes it as well. Yeah, so he's still involved, even though he's down at Stoke. He pops up and gets involved. So we're still quite close with him and things like that, which is good.
Yeah, it's nice because people move clubs a lot. It's nice to have sort of.
Well, that's why we wanted to start it, wasn't it? Just so no matter where everybody goes, brings us all back.
So why racing then? What's what is it? Obviously, I know why I like it, but where did you get into racing and?
Well, I've always liked racing from when I was a kid. My dad took me trotting back in New Zealand, and so I've always watched it growing up. But since I've been over here, I always liked going to Cheltenham and things like that, going to Ascot. But I hadn't really thought about getting into it until I met Jack.
Yeah, I sort of grew up around like Epsom sort of way, so there was a derby and stuff like that. And just stuff like I don't know if you know jockey Jack Mitchell, but he was in the same year at me at school, and just stuff like that, like seeing him, he ran on Derby week and he had a winner there, and it was just stuff like that, just like really gets you into it, and growing up sort of around the areas.
Do you feel like when you watch a horse, obviously we all know what it feels like to go into a game, to play the game, the soreness after. Do you sort of relate it to the horse, or what's the angle of horse racing? I mean, for me, it started because I loved having a bet. When I was a kid, it was like my dad used to put 50p on a horse, and I used to follow it, and ask him if I could lend 50p to do it. But then it just sort of, I love the veterinary side. Now it's sort of social, but.
As you start to read up about more the horses, I like reading up on the breeding now and how and why they should do all right or might do all right. And reading up on that side of it. So
it's just a hobby, I feel like it helps take your mind off football a lot as well. It's hard, you get a bad result, like you play Aston Villa and you lose, and then you lose to Chelsea, and you just need something to take your mind off it a little bit. Just
you need that escape,
otherwise you sit at home overthinking it and stuff like that. And this is just something to enjoy and just.
It is when you hear it. It's like it is. You feel like it's a different world, and you're just wrapped up in countryside. Horses, it
just takes your mind off it completely. Yeah.
Pre-season training at the minute.
Yeah.
So it's a horrible time of the year for them, getting fit.
They don't like to do as much as us though.
But they do a light canter up here.
I'd take that one big run up a hill.
Yeah. Rather than hour and a half running with Sean Dyche.
Are yours hard pre-season?
Yeah.
I mean, every season.
We have a tough one. We have one really, really hard day he calls Gaffer's Day.
Yeah.
And he just has like an hour and a half, is it? Yeah.
I guess then when you come here and Tom talks about the training regime and everything else, it's so easy to relate to it, isn't it? I mean, start of the season, it's fitness, and then basically when they're in full swing in the season, They don't do any.
It's just their maintaining, is it?
Exactly. It's just sort of recovering, and Tom prepares them for the next race. So here they come, cantering. That's basically is their fitness work. They get a lot of fitness out of cantering as opposed to galloping. So this is just their long, steady,
isn't it?
conditioning them. So on a day like today, away from the training ground, as you say, just takes you.
That's what you want, just the escape, the break, to be able to relax and come back down after everything.
I'd always say people get like a hobby for like footballers just away from football.
But it used to be golf,
it's just
didn't it?
golf, anything,
golf,
just help take your mind off it a little bit.
As we talked about, these are the nice days, being able to come down here, not just race days. Being able to come
with
down
your
here on
friends,
a normal
come down
day.
6 or 7 of us, like
Exactly.
have a chat, we see you guys and just
spend the day, see the horses, go for a bit of lunch.
The wives, the kids always come down, it's just nice for everyone.
Yeah, I always say that to owners. You're missing out if you don't come watch them train and be part of it and talk to Tom and sort of and learn. You know,
understand
it's
it.
fascinating.
It's
Isn't it?
It's really interesting.
You learn something every time.
Well, you learn you learn so much over a short period of time. Just picking up different things every single time you're down.
Yeah,
it's like 4 or 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have known a difference between like a colt or a filly. Like, it's mad. It's crazy. His teeth. Tom was saying that it sort of helps a lot with the stalls as well. Like he said, one of the reasons he thinks they might be good at stall training is they have to come in and out of the...
Stalls is a weird one. You have to teach them, but you have to keep them a little bit fearful. If they're if they just like, I can do this and I'll stand there, relax, then... So we do practice in the stalls, certainly.
It can make all the difference, the stalls, especially over the 5-6 furlongs.
And especially at our local track at Chester, you need to be...
You don't get out and get around
that bend,
So far, so good with him.
Well, he's given us some great days out. That's the main thing so far.
It's that one, I think. Where's the equisizer, isn't it? Is it there?
Yeah. God.
What is it? You put your heels down, isn't it?
Yeah, heels down. Yeah. And you want to grip with your calf.
Cross it over, so like that, yeah. Is that right? Or no?
Yeah.
No.
A bit shorter.
A bit shorter.
Yeah, there you go. So you can do like that.
Like that, yeah.
Stand
so
up.
just, oh God.
That's it.
Nice.
Oh God.
Lean on your hands a little bit.
Lean on my hands a bit.
Try and get, that's it.
Is that alright?
Straighten your legs back a little bit. That's it. And grip with your calves.
God, it's hard, isn't it?
Grip with your calves.
Yeah.
It's all right, that, mate.
You alright?
Yeah.
But I went off backwards.
I think
it's harder than it looks.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? You're going to break it! It'd take over 100 kilos, this, isn't it? Go on, lad. Oh, easy. Completed it. Completed it. Look at it.
Ah, it's a natural.
Stylish.
Great to see you this morning. And
You too.
showing you your 5 horses. Actually, I think you've got room for another one in your stable. So I found the fastest horse that we've got in our stables.
Yeah.
There you go. You can have that.
That's what we're going for.
Horse,
That's the one you ride, isn't it?
That's
Every
the one
day.
I used to until I hit its back. Yeah. Anyway, great to see you.
Good to see you, pal.
You too.
Might see you in the pub for a pint in a bit.
Sure. Don't know about that.
There have been big changes off the field at Turf Moor this season. We have a special look behind the scenes at the new corner stands, the control room, and how VAR is being implemented.
Well, we're here today with Paul Kopak, who's the big screen operator in your new room with a view. Paul, you've been in here a few months now. For a start, tell me the improvements you've got where you are now from where you are in the little cubbyhole in the corner down by the old Jimmy Mack stand.
Well, it's much better because we can actually see the whole of the pitch. Before, when we were sort of in our little cubbyhole, as you put it, we had fans stood up in front of us whenever there was a major chance. And then there's also little things about trying to get to you guys to get team sheets and things like that, so that saved us a lot of time. You know, so it's little minor things like that.
So you've got your new bank of screens here in here now, Paul. Tell us a little bit about what all these entail and what technology you have at your fingertips.
Okay, so we've got the main control suite. This is a piece of software called Goal Sport. They run huge stadiums all over Europe, Juventus being one of them. I think Barcelona have one, and they're mainly hockey. You know, that's their main market. But this software allows us to see replays, see the live feed. Obviously, we've got the VAR on there as well. And also it allows us to play content as and when we want it. So it's like a bit of a touchscreen system. For example, if we have a look at like script adverts, for example, you know, we've got the England hospitality stuff, and that can go straight up onto the screen, and that will go up for 30 seconds. We can create playlists and put things up as and when we want them.
So there isn't really a chance for you to just sit back and enjoy the game then? You're looking at this throughout the game?
Pretty much. The last game, for example, VAR fun, so we say. I can't remember much of that game other than just pressing buttons and trying to get information out to the fans. Say there's a foul on the field, the fans don't actually know if that's been checked. We do. We hear like audio from Stockley Park, which is where the main VAR hub is.
So you can hear the conversations taking place between the VAR and the fourth officials and the referees?
No, we can only hear it's like one-way conversation.
Okay.
From Stockley Park, and it'll be the VAR assistant basically saying, ref, we're taking a look at that, don't restart play. So they'll let that phase of play continue while they're checking what's happened.
Yeah.
We get that information because we know that we might have to put something up on the screen like this. Basically, when that happens, they send the graphic through, we stop all adverts or live feeds or lineups, whatever we're showing, and we've got to show that. And
they effectively take over at that point, do they?
Pretty much, yeah. And then they'll just send it through to the referee saying, yeah, give it as a goal, don't give it as a goal.
Okay, so it all looks quite intense in here, but you do get a little chance to watch the game. But at 5 o'clock, I guess it's a case to sit back and take a deep breath, is it?
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's you know, sometimes we have good games, sometimes we have bad games. You know, where you know a lot might happen. You know, typos on the screen and stuff like that. You got to go home with that going, no, I spelled someone's name wrong. But if it's a game where a lot is happening, you know, you don't really remember much of it. It's only when you go back to Match of the Day later on and you watch it, it's like, oh yeah, I didn't spot that, I didn't see this, and then when there's if it's a 0-0 game where nothing happens, you just sat watching a game, just waiting for something to happen so you can do your job.
Well, here we are. We're 4 hours ahead of kick-off. We're going to let you get on now and prepare all your screens, get ready. And as I would say to the players before they go, have a good game.
All right, thank you very much.
Following the successful Evergreen campaign around Burnley's third kit, the Clarets are set to plant over 2,000 trees. Supporters are playing their part too, and they recently turned up at Turf Moor to collect saplings to plant as we all do our bit to help the environment.
So we have pledged to plant 1 tree for every 1 shirt sold. That's the third kit, the green third kit that we have here. We've broken records, we've sold over 2,000 shirts for a third kit, which is extraordinary really. Sort of a passion outside of football of mine to help the environment in any way we can, and I was told it was a green shirt and it was just 1 + 1. It just made sense for me really to do that. So we opened the doors at 11 and we've had quite a nice little queue outside, steady flow of people coming in. We don't have that many trees left, I would say. So that first initial rush really took a hit, which is quite nice to see. It's been really well supported by the fans online and sort of in person, just people telling me like what a great idea it was.
It's really good. It's a nice thing to do. It's a good thing. I see a lot of kids coming down. It's a good thing for them that to put something back, and I think the project's been really helpful. And yes, it's just a good cause all around really. I think it's a way everyone's going in the world that we do need to put back and look after the earth, and I think something like this, like I said, the young kids here down here, it's a good thing for them to learn, and it's good that the club are doing something like this. It's a really good project.
So we had Joe Rodriguez and Charlie Taylor come down this morning to help give out a few trees and have a few selfies in that, so that was quite good. And it always helps sort of to have a player around. They've been really supportive and it's been quite a good initiative for them and for us.
really successful, so really pleased with it. We sold over 2,000 of the third kit shirts, the green shirts, which was fantastic. I think a record for certainly a third kit for us. That meant we could distribute over 2,000 trees into the local community. Day one, we had over 1,500 trees being distributed to fans, to community groups, to schools. So we'll see trees being planted across East Lancashire in gardens, in churches, in community groups, down at the training ground. We're also got a planting going on at our Whiteow Outdoor Education Centre, so we've got over 500 trees down there as well that are currently being put in the ground. So a really successful campaign. We're really pleased with it. We're pleased to play our part. We know what's going on in the world regarding climate change, and if we can play our part in our little corner of East Lancashire, then that's something we're really pleased with. Everybody knows that the club is a powerful force for good and has the ability to change things and have an impact on things, and I think we have a fantastic fan base here, a great group of staff here at the football club who embrace all those things, and we just felt we could play our little part. I think watch this space, because I think there's more work for the club to be doing in that environmental policy piece of work, and we look forward to talking to supporters about that over the coming months and years.
Homegrown hero Jay Rodriguez is on the verge of 50 goals for the Clarets. Our number 19 has been going back through the archives to find his favourite 5.
Hi, I'm Jay Rodriguez. These are my top 5 goals for Burnley.
Eagles turns, gets away from one, feeds the ball through, real chance here for Burnley, and it's a chance for Rodriguez, he's finished it! Oh, what a start to his Burnley career!
I came on sub against Fulham towards the end. Chris Eagles played a great ball in, and thankfully I put it in. It was a great feeling for myself and my family.
Swung in, the keeper's coming, will he get there? He won't! Burnley equalised! And the impossible, all of a sudden, is possible!
Yeah, this goal was a great feeling on the night. When I did manage to score it, bounced back and luckily I was there, placed it in, and we thought we'd done enough, but obviously it wasn't meant to be that time, but I think that season was a great season around for getting promotion.
Ball in here from Wallace, it's in there, it is! They've come from behind to win it, surely 4-3, Jay Rodriguez.
Against Preston North End, that was a great feeling to get the winner. I think after a great comeback, Chris Williamy scored some great goals, and I think to finish it off was real nice and a great feeling again.
Ball forward here for Rodriguez. Burnley played well the second half, to be fair. Rodriguez waiting for support. Wallace trying to get forward and help him. He's taking it on his own. Oh, what a run! Oh, what a goal from Jay Rodriguez! That is sensational!
This goal was, I really enjoyed it. It was obviously a freezing cold day, and to level us up, I think I just picked the ball up and just carried running, and then it opened up itself pretty much. But I remember just slotting it away, and I think it was impressed with that one. But no, I think the conditions obviously played a part in that, but it was a good one.
The break here for Westwood to open on Wood. Ooh, Rodriguez getting away here. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Jay Rodriguez! He loves it here. A left foot corker, and Burnley have extended their advantage.
Yeah, this goal was something obviously recently, but I think the feeling for that game, to go to Old Trafford and get the 2-0 win, Woody scored a great goal, and for myself to get the second goal cushion was extra important to secure the win. So yeah, for me that was a great feeling and a great win.
And now back to matters here, and let's see if the under-18s can spring a shock and reach the semi-finals for the first time since 2012.
Burnley's under-18s face Manchester City in the FA Youth Cup quarter-final, with a semi-final place at stake at either Arsenal or Blackburn Rovers. Tony Philliskirt's side have already beaten Curzon Ashton, Mansfield Town and West Bromwich Albion to reach the last 8. It's a big test tonight. Right wing corner, swung in. First time effort, but well over. Well over. And that'll be a goal kick. Burnley play down, and it's Rhys Fenlon, which will be a worry. Just gone down in his own D. That's a real blow for Burnley. Really disappoint us as he makes his way off. It's Mitch George coming on. It will come in now. Shot from distance and just wide of the target. Had Allen just struggling to his right hand side. Into space for Rodgers, wearing 11, hugging the left touchline. Helps it on nicely here for Palmer. Palmer to hug it back. He's got a touch on it. Keeper couldn't convert City. There's an infringement, Burnley free kick just outside the 6-yard box. It was enough. Harry Allen there just did enough, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he just got a toe to it and then was fouled, and referee's given a free kick to Burnley inside the penalty area. But yeah, good defending.
Doyle will look to get a cross in now. Back heels it. Chance to get a ball in perhaps. Left footed. Burnley have got a block in. Haven't got it away though. Might come back in from Doyle. Has a shot from distance. And that's just wide of the target. The Allen's got a touch. Goes down as a save.
Yeah, I think he did get a touch to it. It's gone for a corner. It's a tricky one down there to his right hand side, and he's just got fingertips to it and put it wide of the post.
It's Ken Palmer trying to go on the outside. Needs a bit of support here perhaps. George dives in and Palmer's got away from him. Hooks it back inside and falling on it. It's the keeper, Allen. A thump of the turf from the City player. That was an opportunity. Just got the better of Mitch George, didn't he? And drove into the box. Here's Doyle. He'll drive forward. Got a good shot on him, Doyle. Burnley had a player knocked to the floor then. They're not happy with that. Moonen fell to the floor. Doyle looking to have the shot. Good save from Allen. To his left-hand side. Doyle does look dangerous from distance, but that's a fine save from Allen. That's half-time. Burnley have got to half-time. It's goalless. 12 corners for City. A lot of possession. Beaten Swansea, Villa and Fulham to get this far. City finalists 4 of the last 5 years. Swung in by Doyle towards that near post, helped on and wide. That'll be a Burnley goal kick. They have been wasteful when the ball has come in the middle, haven't they? Wilson Esbrand, good ball forward, dangerous here. Rodgers, he's got Delap in the middle. Rodgers hooks it back inside for Doyle, missed kick. And there's an offside flag, won't count. Went up, Delap converted. But he was flagging nice and early, the linesman. Free kick, Burnley.
He got it spot on, that one. He was
did look offside, didn't
offside. We don't get VAR replay, but I think our eyes told us that one was definitely offside.
Mitch George just couldn't win the ball on the far side from the goal kick. Here's Pruitt, been superb, but he's lost out here. Hodges nicked it, ball forward's dangerous. This is a chance. There's a man in the middle, just maybe looked offside there, could convert. Has done, that's the goal. He's finished it well. And Burnley will be disappointed they were opened up there through the middle. I think it's Delap, is it, that's got it? Delap has got it. Burnley were just a little exposed on that left-hand side. The ball came in and Delap touched it past the keeper. It's Man City 1, Burnley 0.
It's probably the freest they've got, isn't it, all game, and had a man over there and got the ball in and finished it well.
Ball in from Morgan. Pruitt with a missed kick. Oh, this is a big chance here. Pruitt's falling on it. Well, he did well. I think he handled it. I've never really quite seen that before. The ball was loose and he smothered it.
Shielded it, yeah.
Smothered it. I suppose. Is that obstruction? It wasn't handball.
When was the last time you saw anything given for obstruction? Referees don't tend to give it now, do they?
Got to find a way here, the Clarets, to try and stay in the tie. It's packed with a keeper in the 6-yard box. Oh, Burnley nearly nicked it. How close were Burnley to an equaliser there? Harwood Bellis knocked it back to the keeper. The keeper had a touch, and Mitch George closed him down, and George's block has gone wide of the target.
Yeah, what were they doing there? There's 2 Burnley players closing in, got a block on it, and it just went wide of the post in the end, didn't it?
Down this right-hand side with the fullback Dayonku, helped it on for Brav. It's 3-on-3 at the back here. Brav to get the ball in. Allen's got a touch, I think. Maybe just took it away from Delap. Back inside though. Ball into the middle. It's well blocked by Burnley. Done well to get bodies in the way. Now then, Mellon breaks away with the ball. Burnley have got 2 up here. Oh, it just didn't break in the middle for Thompson. Might have been better leaving it for George. Just an opportunity then. City had gone to try and get a second, and it was 3-on-3 on the attack.
It was 3-on-3 and a real chance for Burnley, and just couldn't quite get that ball across.
That's the final whistle. Burnley are out of the FA Youth Cup at the quarter-final stage. City have won it by 1-0. That goal on 64 minutes, created down the left by Wilson, Brand and Rodgers. Ball in from Rodgers, found Delap. Tidy finish past the advancing keeper, and City had got the goal. All their possession, all their corners. Burnley put up a spirited display from the Academy Stadium. Man City the winners. They got through to the semi-final. They've beaten Burnley by 1-0.
I'm joined by Tony Phillips-Kirk. The end of a fantastic cup run, but you go out with your heads held high.
Proud, very tough evening. No bones about it. We've played a magnificent team. We moved the ball. Got some stellar players, internationals who cost a lot of money, and that's no excuse. We're a young team, a few first years in the starting 11 there, all the benches, first years and under 16s. But I'm so proud of the players, like you say, to get this far has been a great achievement in itself. But I think by having this cup run and getting to the quarter final, I think it's been great for not just the 18s but for the whole academy. It's put us a bit on the map. I've been getting a lot of messages from different people, from different clubs. So our aim now is to try and achieve this year in, year out, and become a very good Category 1 academy if we achieve that at the end of the season.
You've gone out in the last stage having conceded one goal all the way through, and a big player in that run has been Rhys Fenlon. You lost him very early to an injury, and that didn't help you tonight.
No, do you know what I'm saying? I think that rocked us, because one thing, Rhys is a little bit of a talisman for us. His energy for a winger, he's aggressive, he closes down. I think you saw that in the first couple of minutes, and he's got that tackle in, and he's got all the Burnley fans on the feet, and that's when he actually said he'd done it. He overstretched in the tackle, and to lose him, I think, because what Rhys does give us, that energy, he's very quick and direct, and he picks the ball up and runs at defenders, commits them. He's really improved his end product this season, so to lose him was a little bit of a loss. But obviously we put Mitch on, who's normally a forward, because we didn't have obviously a lot of cover in wide areas on the bench, and I thought he'd done a great job for the team. But I just thought every single one of them give everything they've got, and I say that day in, day out, week in, week out. Look at yourself in the mirror every day and think, have I done the best I possibly could? And I think as a group tonight, everybody has. So in that respect, there's no regrets whatsoever. I think they've really developing into a group of good young men as well. So whatever happens going forward, whether they get contracts here, great, or they move on to other clubs, they can. I think they'll be successful in their life, in their careers, and that's as important to me as developing good players.
Well, we've enjoyed the ride. Well done, and thanks so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Cheers.
So, as the under-18s bow out to Manchester City, the first team now look forward to their next challenge at the Etihad Stadium. It's fair to say this fixture has never been a quiet one. Goodbye.
Oh, and here's a possibility for Fletcher, and McDonald! Barnes is in there! Stunning goal! And Ashley Barnes is in for Burnley. It's Barnes! It's 1-0! And Fletcher is free! And Burnley lead by 2-0.
Trying to flick it on, it's in the box in there. It's in, is it? Surely it's gone in.
That's gone in.
Ben Mee scored. We've got the technology. We don't need to have a conference.